What's good? What's good, YouTube? You know who it is. You know, City Guys in the building. Again. Ain't shit, ain't shit. I know I haven't been posting any videos or any tutorials for a while. I've been just uploading a few beats. But today we're gonna go over a little bit of mixing and mostly talk about creating drum patterns and how you mix them to get that drum pattern be hitting, get that bouncy vibe and stuff like that. It might be a little practical. I might show a little examples here and there, or probably just like explain to you how to go through it. Cause mostly like to create your beat pattern, you have to use like your your ear. You gotta know how to listen to your beats. You gotta know, not necessarily listen to your melody. You gotta know what your melody is asking for. So I'm gonna show you how to do all that. But first, I have a beat right here that is not really finished, but I'm gonna play and let y'all know, let y'all hear what it sounds like, and then we're gonna go through step by step and you know get everything started out and dope. So this is what this beat sound like. All right, I just be messing around a little bit with the keys a little bit to add a little spice to it. But now, when it comes to creating your drum pattern, the key to creating your drum pattern or creating your, get that bouncy vibe, it all depends on how you create your melody. So that's all depend on the good sound selection, you know what I'm saying, the good sounds that you have. And you know what I'm saying, like sound selection helps a lot when it comes to creating your drum patterns. Depending on the beat, it varies with the melody, as I've said before. So for this beat right here, as you can see, I already have my drum pattern all sorted out. Now I'm gonna explain to you when it comes to the melody. For a melody like this, for a melody like this, the easiest way I could tell you how to like get your drum patterns hitting, you can start off by placing your kicks, right? Because by placing your kicks, you're giving it that bouncy. You want to give it that bounce vibe, depending on how your melody sounds. So for this, the melody has a bounce to it. You feel me? So this is my kick pattern right here, and I'm gonna play the kick and let y'all hear what it sounds like. As you can see while listening to it, you hear the kick hits almost every time the strings are being played. At first, right here, you hear, you know what I'm saying, and then when it goes down, you know what I'm saying, like it's all based off of how you set your melodies. Like you can set your kick by how you create your melody. So my kick is synced to how it's synchronized to how I created my melody. So as you can listen, each time the kick hits, it hits a specific part on my string melody. While doing that, it helps out, but you also got to give your kick some space, right? Once you place your kick and it sounds good with your melody, you go ahead and add your snare. Now I'm going to play my snare and you listen to how I place my snare along with the kick and along with the melody. You can even also add like a little dark bass to it to even help you boost it, to give you a little more, you know what I'm saying, a little more vibe to it to help build your creativity a little bit so you can add your own spin on how you create your drum pattern. You know what I'm saying? And you can leave spaces in between where you can add a little rim shot, open hats or your hi hats, and you add everything together and you get your own bouncy drum pattern vibe. You don't have to add too much to it. You probably just get like a simple vibe like this. know what I'm saying? But the main key to creating your own drum pattern for dancehall or hip hop, whatever genre, right? When creating your drum pattern, you have to use your ear. You gotta know what a dancehall beat drum pattern sounds like. Varies depending on the type of beat, melody, or whatever. Like if you listen to beats like what's dancehall artists Squash or Chronic Laws on or Daddy One or one of them other artists, you gotta listen to the beat, listen to the instrumental, listen to the beat while listening to it. Like after doing music, like after getting so used to creating beats, you're gonna find yourself listening to a lot of instrumental, and in your mind be calculating how they set this pattern, how they create this melody, what instruments they use, and stuff like that. You gotta use your ear. That's the main thing when it comes to creating your drum patterns. If you do not know how to do that, then you're gonna have a problem creating your drum pattern. So you have to use your ear. And I'm saying like you can create your melody, yes, but you have to know what a dancehall beat or a dancehall drum pattern sounds like before you can actually create your own drum pattern to add your spin on it. If you do not know what it sounds like, you cannot create the pattern that you want. So a lot of people be asking me like, how do you create your drum patterns? How do you do this? Like the key to creating your drum patterns is that you have to have a good ear for music. You gotta have a good ear for choosing your sounds, right? Sound selection helps with that, and how you create your melodies helps with that also. Because you can have a crappy melody and your drum pattern be mad fire, right? That's what they say, but it cannot. I'm gonna be real with you. Like when it comes to dancehall, you cannot have a dope ass melody and have a crappy beat pattern. That will throw everything off because the bass line is gonna be off. You know what I'm saying? You'll have a dope melody, but with a crappy drum pattern, it's gonna sound messed up. You're gonna throw everything off. So you gotta make sure your beat pattern synchronized with your melody. Just as how this beat sound right here. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know how to match everything with that because I'm gonna just play the sounds, right? And I got this 808 right here. Just listen to the 808 by itself. No kicks, no standard. Just listen to the 808. And if I play the string, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta listen to your beats, you gotta listen to your melody, you gotta listen keenly to what you're creating so the melody can tell you exactly what should come next, how to do this, how to do that. Cause I'm gonna be real with you, I've been doing this for a while, and by listening to how you create your melodies, by listening to your instrumental, by listening to your own melodies that you create, that will tell you what should come next. Because you would then know how a dancehall beat sounds. Just as how you want to create a summer dancehall beat. In order to create a dancehall summer type beat, you got to know what a dancehall summer type beat sounds like. You know what I'm saying? And you got to know what the drum patterns for a dancehall summer beat sounds like. Also, to create that specific drum pattern, like you got to listen to beats out here. You gotta listen to songs. You gotta listen these music. You gotta listen these instrumentals to catch the vibe. Like you gotta be creative. You gotta use your ear. Like this is not something people are gonna tell you. Like okay, you place your kick here, place it there. Like no, you gotta listen. You gotta have an ear for music. If you do not have an ear for music, then you're in trouble. When it comes to creating your drum pattern, it all comes down to good selection, sound selection. Because either way, you gotta use your ear. You gotta have a keen ear for your sounds. You gotta choose your sounds correctly. You cannot choose any type of snare to add with this type of beat. You know what I'm saying? If I go here and just choose one of them boo boo snares and drop right here, it's not gonna sound good. You just gotta know which snare would fit. with correspond with the whole melody. So you gotta use your ear. You gotta listen. Once you match that with that, once it sounds good, and you because you got to work with your body language because your body language works off of sound vibration. If you're in the streets and you hear a certain type of song, you're going to groove to it because your body reacts to how good it sounds. So you got to listen to your body, look at your body language when you're making your beat. If you're making your beat and you add in drum pattern and you're going and you add something and you realize that you stop vibing to it. Whatever you just add that got you stop vibing, take that out. Listen to the beat again, and then you go play it again, play everything. Even listening for an hour or two, you just listening to it, right? If you feel like you can't get it right, give it a break, then come back to it. Give it a break, go listen to some songs, go listen to something similar to what you're making, and listen to how they do their drum pattern, how they do all that. Because once you do that, then you can put your 808 how you want it and place it. Because if you don't set your kicks right and stuff like that, you're gonna have a problem setting your 808. Because if I play my drum pattern by itself without melody and all that, my shit's still gonna sound fire. You know what I'm saying? Let me add the 808. You know what I'm saying? Like you still this should still sound fire. So it all comes down to good sound selection. If you got a notebook, write that down. It all comes down to good sound selection, having a good ear for music. So creating the drum patterns, you gotta listen to these songs out here. You gotta listen to these beats. That's just it. There's no real secret to it. It's just like common sense. Like it's all out there. You just gotta listen. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? And that's it for me showing and talking to you about how to create drum patterns for dancehall beats. So now this beat is not really finished, but I'm gonna go ahead and mix this beat down a little bit. You feel me? Now for my string right here, I'm gonna play my string and cut out a few stuff and let it sound good and make it sound good. Feel me? So just watch me keenly as I go through. Right, sounds good. Sounds like this. You don't really have to take too much. You just cut off a little bit, and then you level your sound, and then you add reverb to it, give it more spice. Sounds good. Now for the next sound, this is a sound from Massive X. It's a ambient sound. You know what I'm saying, from Massive X. So this type of sound, you level this type of sound. Because these sounds that you got in Massive X that I downloaded off the preset, they already sounded like they processed already. So they're ambient sounds. You don't really have to add too much to them or cut out too much. Some of them you can cut, some of you cannot. For this one, I'll probably just add reverb to it, increase the size, and a little like this, not much. You know what I'm saying? And you level your sounds. Now I'm gonna pull up my drum pattern, and then I'm gonna level each of them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know which sound you want to stand out more and which sound you want to be in the background. Now that is important when it comes to creating your drum patterns. It all comes down to good sound selection at the same time. You understand what I'm saying? It all comes down to good sound selection at the same time. So once you know all that and have a keen ear for music, then when it comes down, all this will be very easy when it comes to mixing. Because if you do not follow the process that I'm telling you, when it comes down to mixing, you're gonna have a problem. Your beats are gonna sound muddy. They're not gonna sound as clean as how you want it. You just gotta have good sound selection, have a good ear for music. Also have good headphones because having good headphones can help you a lot. Now, I'm gonna add my dark bass in at number 7. Level that a little bit. I already have parametric, not parametric. I already have the Fab Filter Pro Q3 on it. Where I cut off some on the front right here, so I make my dark bass a little bit lighter. Then I'm gonna add my 808 to it. I'm gonna level my 808 a little bit. If I want my 808 to have more of a punchy vibe, I just go here, turn the boost knob up a little bit, not too much. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? That's just it. I'm gonna pull up my synth that I have here at number 9. Sounds like this. I don't really gotta do too much to it. I'm gonna pull up RC20 and I'm gonna just add some space to it, some space sounds to it. Like space is kind of different from reverb. You just gotta know the difference because it's reverb. Reverb kind of give you more of like a roomy vibe. Like the space just gives you more like of an ambient, kind of give you that ambience type of space vibe. It's just more of a surround sound, wider range type stuff. And there you go. Have a good sound. Now for my hi hats, add my parametric EQ to it. Like there's a thing that I do with my hi hats that you can always do. You can always choose a good hi hat, cut the pitch down to 300 cent instead of going inside and drop the notes 3 steps down. You can just go here, cut the pitch down to 300 cents. You have your hi hat sounding good, and then you add your parametric EQ to it. Drop the number 7 band down, push the number 6 one up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Sound good. Then you add your reverb to it because you know you want the beat to sound full. That's why you add reverb to these sounds to make them sound good. So that's just it right there. Then I lower my hi hats, and you know you don't want to have too much reverb on it and stuff like that. This sound already have Pro Q3 on it. I cut off right. It's the same thing you'll do with parametric EQ. You just add your parametric EQ to it, cut the number 7 band down like this, and then you level your sound and add reverb. There you go. And you have a good sounding beat right there because all the sounds are level, all the sounds there sound good. So that's it for this tutorial. That's it for this tutorial. My main objective on this one was to get through to you guys on creating a drum pattern. I've explained it to you. I hope y'all can understand what I'm saying. And also, basically, it's just common sense. You just have to like know how a beat sounds. You just gotta know what the beat pattern that you want to create sounds like. Use other people's beats for reference or other songs as reference to create your drum pattern. You just gotta listen. That's just mostly it. The key to all this is good sound selection and having a keen ear for music. Just listen to sounds, listen to the sounds they use, listen to the type of kicks they use, listen to the type of snare they use, and do the same thing. Even to copy the same pattern, do the same thing. Even to copy my patterns that I use and add your spin on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just add your spin on it. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for the support. You know, city guys in the building, we out here.